we're really talking Philadelphia media, and obviously something's been swirling around the past couple days. To me, that makes absolutely no sense. But why would the Eagles make this trade? Why would they make this move? And the Eagles trading one of their own that really is needed for the season makes no sense. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to be talking about A.J. Dillon because he's waiting to impress the Philadelphia Eagles in a lot of ways. And it's a big star for him. So let's get straight into it.
Was the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So we have some things to discuss, and like I said, take everything with a grain of salt when it comes to these reports, because usually when teams get into training camp, you're going to hear a lot of rumors. Some are true, some are false, some are maybe some background noise that are happening, but we have to just make sure we don't really fall into that trap of believing specific things. But I like speculation, and I do talk about things as well, if it does make sense or it does not make sense. And here's one that might interest everybody to be like, huh? What? I'm really confused. There was a report that came out because somebody rumored within Philadelphia, and really there's no name being said, okay? Rumored within Philadelphia, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. on the move, on a trade, okay? Not to a specific team, just Trotter Jr. is going to get traded, okay? Back when we drafted Trotter Jr. last year, I was not one of those Eagle fans because of his holy grail name in Philadelphia that I wanted to draft him. If there was anybody else that was better in front of him in the draft, I was all for drafting another player, okay? And since they drafted him, I've really had no problem. And I think what Trotter Jr. has really shown us from whether he got some snaps in at the end of some games, seeing him in the preseason. I think my only issue really with him is just wrapping up a little bit better in the backfield. He's missed some tackles, or he's had guys for 3-4 yard losses in the backfield, but then just can't hold on to the guy to bring him down. But I think he's been really good. I think Fangio has really liked him. I think off ball he's been pretty good as downhill, shooting through the gap. He's been very disruptive as well. I think he's just going to get better, especially going to his second offseason program. Now, there was some news that came out, and like I said, I don't get these reports sometimes. And like I said, this is all speculation because this is just someone saying something, okay? Saying that on the Eagles site is suggesting, not even saying who it is. So this person obviously has no idea who it's from, and Eagles site can mean Joe fucking Schmo, where there's a million Joe Schmoes out there putting out fake stuff, okay? On the Eagles side, suggesting that Trotter is still on the trade block. Still, I had no idea he was even on the trade block, and is painting an unflattering picture of the situation. This sounds like a certain individual that's out there, just letting you know. They write, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is one player whom the Eagles could look to trade this summer. If the Eagles don't want Trotter to get lost in the logjam, a trade might be the best solution to the issue. Philadelphia could potentially get a 5th or 6th round pick. Now, I don't know what logjam we're talking about because realistically, we need as many linebackers as possible, okay? Thank God they re-signed Zach Bond. He was the top priority in Philadelphia this past offseason. Thank God they re-signed him. Nakobe Dean, I don't even think he's going to be back by even playoff time. He might be back at that point after Vic Fangio said he ain't going to be back for a while. Me thinking that he was really ahead of schedule, and maybe he is. But, this is a contract year for Nakobe Dean. What they do at the end of the season in 25, and if they're going to resign him, I have no idea. That's really something we talk about at the end of the year. But I'm already imagining that Nakobe Dean will not be around. But it's going to be good for him to come back later on. God forbid. By playoff time, Nakobe Dean's coming back and he's healthy. And you got to think about this too. You have Nakobe Dean coming back. You think he's just going to hit the field and be himself again. A patellar tendon injury is a very serious knee injury, and either players look the same or they just don't look the same at all coming off that injury. So you got to be really careful with that. And if you have if you have Nakobe Dean sitting back there and you have an injury to linebacker in the playoffs, Nakobe Dean can come right in if you need him to. So he will be on the back burner for a while and probably healthy at the later part, upper ladder part of the season later on. You need linebackers, bro. There's, between Nakobe Dean being out, Jahad Campbell at this point will not even really do much in preseason, won't do anything in the offseason program. He's going to miss a lot of time. So I think with Jahad Campbell, he's going to probably play the first game. You know that they're not going to throw him into a preseason game. Maybe like they did with Cooper DeJean, maybe they'll throw him into the last preseason game or something like that. You know, and you're not going to see a little bit. You'll see a little bit of stuff. He'll get a few snaps here and there. But realistically, with Jahad Campbell, he will be in the, you know, regular season lineup and will hopefully get better and build himself for the next few games. It might take him a while to kind of feel it, kind of be himself again. It is what it is. Because of that shoulder surgery he had post-combine. It's just weird because, like, the way he was hitting the Eagles logo in the tunnel at the draft, I felt like he was a lot more better than what he was. But maybe the Eagles are just being extra careful with his shoulder and stuff, and they're not really rushing him to come back. So Jahad Campbell will be back. You know, you drafted Small Munden, okay, from Georgia. I really do like that kid a lot. Ben Van Simmeren, I thought, had a really good offseason program last year. Preseason games, he was disruptive. He was great off ball. He was playing really good downhill. But he's going to be playing more of a fullback role this year. There'll be a competition at fullback this year, so he will be with the running backs. He will be with the linebackers. He'll be splitting time in training camp between those two positions. So other than that, I don't really see any other linebackers that are going to step in and really do anything much else. So when it comes to Trotter Jr., because I think the Eagles are literally one injury away, other than Nakobe Dean, I think they're one injury away realistically from Trotter Jr. really hitting the field as a starter, to be honest with you. If they didn't draft Jahad Campbell, Trotter Jr. would be starting right now. That's just the truth. You could probably put 2 and 2 together at this point and kind of say, I kind of know who said this. And at this point, I mean, the most random player to be traded going into his second year, Trotter Jr., no. I don't know what log jam we're talking about here. There's lost in the log jam. Why? Because he might be a backup. So what? If he's a backup for another year, who knows? Because if you have injuries down the road, Trotter could be getting some reps. Trotter could be coming in. Trotter was inches away from becoming a starter in the playoffs, but Oren Burks was already playing well. He was going to split reps between those two guys in the Green Bay game or the next game after that, and Oren Burks was already playing well, so Fangio was like, why am I going to just keep rotating guys at linebacker to see which one is going to play better? Burks was already playing better than just keep him in the game. So Trotter Jr. is like this close to starting in games. He really is. And I think with another offseason, camp under him, I think great things are happening with him. I really do. I think he'll be a very good asset to this linebacker group, and I think he will get better. And I don't want another pick. I don't want to trade another guy that's going to be too valuable as not even a starter, but a depth piece that's very valuable for a 6th, 5th round pick. I just don't see it happening. So that's where I'm at with this deuce. Now, we talk about, obviously, players that really want to prove themselves. It comes down to A.J. Dillon in this backfield. We've talked about him a great deal in this offseason because when they did sign him, he is coming off a neck injury. He hasn't played since December of 2023, I think late December of 2023. So those stinger injuries are very crucial. Remember, Jordan Howard had that injury when he was with us his last year, and he missed like a lot of weeks. It was like 6 to 8 weeks. It was a long time. So you miss a lot of time like that. You know, this is a player that's in his prime right now, just getting into his prime right now, and now running behind Saquon Barkley. Now, A.J. Dillon had some things to say, like, I know Saquon Barkley, the Eagles have looked really good. Why not give myself the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl champions and really ride high with them and a really good backfield with a great quarterback and really good wide receivers? It's, you know, it was almost a, you know, it was a win-win situation for him to come to Philadelphia for whatever price. And potentially because running backs are starting to get paid now, okay? You know, it really started with CMC. You know, he got paid a few years ago, and then realistically after that, you know, Saquon Barkley came in and really is getting paid now on the extension $20 million a year, which is absolutely amazing. Now all these running backs now want to get paid. I think this is the perfect time for running backs to swap on or to a better team, whether it's through a trade or whether you're a free agent and want to get to a better team. And where's your better success story going to be? It's going to be with the Philadelphia Eagles in that backfield because Saquon Barkley's going to have a lot of the reps, but A.J. Dillon has a balanced running back that can run north and south, pulverized with physicality, and in the passing game, I think he's pretty good with some elusiveness for a big-bodied back and big lower body. Just great. I think you have a pretty good 1-2 punch backfield. I really do. Like, we know A.J. Dillon isn't the long-term answer as a backup to Barkley because he's looking for the money. And the Eagles are definitely not putting any money into this running back position. And then really behind that, I mean, you got Will Shipley. You have some undrafted free agents that are back there. So you have a legit dual threat light back that could do almost everything. And I think you have a nice diverse group of backs as of right now. So if it's like Saquon, A.J. Dillon, Will Shipley, I'll be very happy with that. You know, A.J. Dillon, man, he could pack a punch and he can get defenses tired, and that's going to help the passing game. It's going to help the play action. It's going to help so much, and I can't wait to see A.J. Dillon play. He's going to punish people. I'm telling you, if you haven't watched A.J. Dillon in a while, definitely watch some stuff on him because he's very good. I don't think Howie Roseman is going to extend anybody throughout the season because he wants to keep players focused. He actually said that at the Super Bowl interviews that they went through, and Howie did say that he has no plans on extending guys in season anymore because you don't want to get the team distracted in a lot of ways too. So when it comes to the running backs, if A.J. Dillon can stay healthy, man, this is going to be dangerous. It's going to be really good. But other than that, that's pretty much it. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your supper. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day, and make sure you hit the like button because it helps the channel a lot. We'll be covering all of training camp, everything going on every day, and we'll see each other soon. You guys enjoy it, and peace.